Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Just Noise. Today I am joined with Hetta Falzon. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Hetta. I am based in London now. Just moved down from Manchester, but I'm from Somerset, and I am a singer-songwriter.
Very nice. I've got a few get to know questions. I like to start a bit silly. People send these in, things they want to know about you. I've been told I have to ask on every single podcast of mine is
Yeah.
what is your favourite way to eat a potato?
A sweet potato with like cut into chunks, like
Right.
cubes, with like some paprika, some salt and pep. Yeah.
Very, very well thought through.
Absolutely.
If you could have any pet in the world, what would it be?
Oh, I I have two sausage dogs, and they're so lit because you don't have to walk them. And they're so cute. So I think I'd have another sausage dog. I know
Very
it's
nice.
so boring. I'm not really an animal person. Like, I'm not like that bothered. So yeah, stick to what I know.
Best alcohol free beer.
Oh, well, it depends on the occasion because I love alcohol-free Guinness. But if it's like a sunny day, I want an alcohol-free Rona with a lime in it. Overall, my favourite is probably alcohol-free Heineken because it's like the cheapest and the nicest for the cheapness. Do love alcohol-free Peroni. Do you know what? The Asahi, not
You've just listed every single one.
no, like the Asahi's not that good, and Asahi's my favourite real beer.
Mhm.
So that was a really dark day when I tried that. But my like favourite, I always say is Moretti.
Very,
Because
very
I had this Moretti, it was, like, really cold and I was really warm, and then that's why it was so good, but I actually think that I've just been gaslit by that, and I don't actually think it's the best.
nice. Burger box or the Garrett?
Why would you make me choose between them?
I was having so much fun making
What?
these.
I don't sorry, you just thrown me off there. I the thing is one is nothing without the other. Like, well, I wouldn't enjoy a burger box if I haven't been to Garrett beforehand, but I don't
So
want to miss
true.
Garrett. If I go to Garrett, then I'll spend the whole time excited about my burger box after, which kind of makes it what it is. So I think Garrett because I've been a fan of Garrett for 3 years, and I've only really been on the burger box hype for a year. So
Very, very good.
slow.
That was a hard one. I give you that. And a beach or city holiday?
Mm, City, 100%.
Very good. Okay, I want to start by asking you a little bit about your childhood growing up and your route into music. So if you want to give me a little rundown of where Hetta Falzon started.
I started singing lessons when I was like 4. Um, and me and my brother and my sister, who were older than me, were all put into singing lessons, and we used to do these trios. And I was never allowed the solos or the harmonies. I always had to have someone like doubling me because I was the youngest, even though I was the best. And I just, from that point, was like, well, I'm not going to be a singer. Like, I'm not going to be, I want to do my own thing that is not going to put me up against my siblings. So I did piano lessons and I did cello lessons and I did trombone lessons. And like, I always, like, my mum was like, I know, like, you're musical, but you don't have, like, the skill. Or, like, I don't know, I don't it wasn't even the skill, I just didn't have the, like, patience or, like, the determination to, like, sit down and practice something. I just, like, couldn't understand why people would ask me to, like, spend so much time doing something that already, like, has been done and, like, everyone was doing. I don't know, like, I went to a music school, like a specialist music school, and so, like, at my primary school, I was, like, one of the only people doing music, and I was, like I thought I was really good at, like, cello and whatever. Then I came to this school where there were, like, people 5 years younger than me that were, like, 5 grades above me, and I was, like, "Okay, I'm, like, not competitive." Like, I am a quitter. I'm actually writing a song about this at the moment. I am such a quitter because I just, like, don't wanna waste my energy, like, on being competitive, like, don't So I was never good at like sport or never good at like sticking to an instrument, I think, because I just, as soon as I was like faced with defeat, I was like, yeah, honestly, I didn't really have a desire to win anyway. I just want to have fun. And I think that's kind of how I got into songwriting. It was like a way I was like not being compared. I was not like trying to be like the best. I was just trying to write things that like meant I had a good time and I was having fun and I was constantly creating new things and I was, yeah, never being told what to do. I think that's a youngest child thing that I
Mm.
carry strongly with me, that I hate being told what to do. And as soon
As
as
a
I'm
youngest child, I agree.
soon as I'm told what to do, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do the opposite of that one. Um, which I think is such a great quality to have when it comes to writing songs. But yeah, it took me a good 10 years from starting music to find songwriting and like sort of, yeah, figure out what I meant to do. That was
And
really,
someone actually asked about the impact of your schooling and what impact you think the school you went to had on your career path now.
oh my God, a huge impact. I was determined when I was younger that I was going to be a school photographer because it's because I loved school photos because I was next to my crush in the alphabetical ranking. So school photo day was always a great day.
Yeah.
And so then I decided I wanted to be a school photographer. And then I decided I wanted to be a lawyer. And like I went to this music school because my brother was a chorister. He was like he was always going to be the musical one. And he enjoyed it. And so I was like, well, I like music and I write as well. Um, and yeah, I kind of just like we had to do oral before school and we had to do practice after school and there was a lot of like extracurricular music stuff that I would not have done if I wasn't at that school. And it just sort of like and I like rebelled against it all. Like I was like, I hate theory, I hate oral. But it's all stuff that like just completely feeds into my harmony now. Like it's crazy. Like I would not be writing the tunes I am now if I didn't have like the knowledge. Like I really like don't like didn't have like amazing ears. Like I very much learned how to play and like how to write based on like theory and stuff that had kind of like just soaked into my brain over years. And if I'd listened harder, I probably would be writing way more interesting songs. Honestly, I can't believe now I look back, I'm like, I took it for granted completely. Yeah.
Very nice. So I want to talk a little bit about your rise, shall I say, when you started getting a little bit more recognition. Do you want to talk about? I feel like you'll know where I'm going with this. Your moment.
Yeah. I I wanted to well, honestly, releasing music for me has never been like a big dream. Like I've always wanted to play live and I've always wanted to write songs um and then I found out that to do that you have to release music and I was like, okay, cool. This is something which I am completely new at. Like I've been playing live for years and I've been writing songs for years, but I've never thought about what I want my song to sound like as a record. Like it's just not something that's like ever really like interested me. Like production is not something that I've ever like wanted to like listen for. Like when I listen to music, I never listen for production. I normally like go for live versions of things because I love hearing songs in their most raw form. Never watch music videos because I'm like, why would I watch a music video when I could watch a live video? And that's just like probably because I grew up in like orchestras and shows and like absorbing music live, and I didn't really listen to much music. Um, but yeah, this is such a long-winded answer, but I'll get there. Um, but yeah, I got to like second year of uni, and I was like, okay, I need to start releasing music, but like I don't know what I want it to sound like. I don't know what I want it to look like. I don't know how to know what. I was just so lost, and I was like, okay, I guess like a manager will help me with all these things. I was so wrong. I thought like, yeah, a manager will fix me. And so I was like looking for a manager, and they were all like, well, you're gonna have to do social media. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing social media. Like, I just think it's so ridiculous, and like, it's not like real. Um, and they were all like, well, good luck, mate. Not like, yeah. And it was just like something which I was so wrong about. Like, I was so wrong about thinking that a manager would come in and like change things for me. And I was so wrong about thinking that social media was going to be a waste of time. And I just thought it was going to be like embarrassing and people wouldn't take me seriously. Um, but then when I got rejected by this management, I was like, okay, classic, like youngest child. I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong. And so I started posting on TikTok every day, posted twice a day for like 3 months. And all my videos got like 400 views. And I was like, love this. But it kind of like I I was embarrassed. Like I thought I was gonna be really embarrassed about it, but everyone was doing it. I was actually really influenced by my friend Olivia. She did the same thing. She posted 3 videos a day for 3 months and got like nothing, like not a lot of views at all. And one day it just changed and just the like I really think that it's kind of like quantity over quality on TikTok. Like it, you just got to feed it, and it will like reward you. And
Mm.
like, uh, I mean, I do think I definitely think obviously quality videos do well, but I decided I'm not going to spend more than 15 minutes a day on TikTok. I'm not going to do more than 3 takes of a song. I'm not going to spend ages. I'm not going to do vlogs because I don't want to be sat editing. Like don't I want to do social media in a way that I feel like in control of it and I don't feel like a slave to it. And yeah, that's what I did. And one day I went to the pub. I posted sobering because I'd filmed all my other songs and like all my finished songs, and none of them had got like many views at all. And I was like, what am I gonna post? Didn't want to learn a cover because I'd learned so many covers and it was so exhausting learning a cover, filming it, and then like never playing it again. And sorry, this is the longest answer in the world. And yeah, I was like, oh, I just started writing this song. I had to just come up with the last line. Makes me weak below. I just came up with because I was like, I need to film this, and I can't film a 3-line verse. Which is so funny now to think that. But yeah, filmed that, posted it, went to the pub, came home, and it was on 4,000 views, and I was like, what the hell? What? And I really, yeah, it was quite like I don't know. It was so cool, but it was such a random video to do well. Like it was like a filler video because I hadn't
Mm.
actually like learned anything I was supposed to learn, or I none of the songs I actually were like wanted to do well had done well, and I was like sick. And I just decided to rinse the sound. Like I was just like I don't really know what to do now. I guess the only sound that people like connect with is this one. So I just used it every single day for I don't even know, when did that first video do well? Like September,
Oh,
October?
End of September, beginning of October, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I probably used the sound for like a month. And the whole reason that I wanted to do TikTok was because I was trying to like reach industry people, and I was trying to like prove like I was never doing it with the intention of like releasing music at that point. Like I was very much like I'm just doing this so I can find management, and then I can like find someone to record with. And yeah, it was not my intention to like be like posting that first video to like promote this song that's coming out. Like this song was not written, and I kept like spamming the sound because I was like, this is reaching industry people. I had people reaching out to me for the first time, and I was like, okay, this is how this is like gonna work. Like, and then like a month down the line, people were like, why is this song not out yet? And I was like, oh my god. I'm so sorry. This looks like I'm promoting the song. Like, this looks like the song's coming out, and I still haven't finished it. And it was so. I mean, like, it has literally changed my life so
Yeah.
much, and it's brought every single like incredible opportunity that I've had over the past few months has all led from that one video and like from that moment and from social media. And I was just I can't believe how wrong I was about it. I was so wrong. Like I just think yeah. Um what was the question? I've gone on such a tangent.
No, you've done great. That was yeah, I just asked about you to
So
explain that story basically, so you pretty much done it. I was also gonna ask, so a lot of you say that was kind of your rise as well, but a lot of people that I know who got to know your name was through the Lizzie McAlpine TikTok. Do you want to talk a little bit about
I
that?
was literally thinking about this yesterday. Yeah, I used to play in this hotel called the Lowry Hotel in Manchester. And it's a lovely hotel, and quite often there would be like famous people staying there. Um, it was kind of like on the motorway, so that's boring. Why am I telling you? But it's
Like the information.
I'm trying to explain. It's kind of on the motorway, so it's like where all the it's where people stay when they come on tour because they can get on
Got
very
you.
quickly. Okay, yeah, and Lizzie McAlpine walks in, and I'm like, and I didn't get tickets to her show because I had tickets before it was rescheduled. Uh, and then I found out that it's at the O2 Victoria Warehouse, which is my least favorite venue in the world. That venue is, it's just like, I mean, I saw like Laura Kana and Easy Life there, and it was so good for that, but it's not good for like watching, like listening, and you
Mm.
can't see anything, and it's just, yeah. It's also, like, far I don't know, like, that's the only venue that actually would make me, like, not go see something. Nearer the time, me and my friend Rosha were having big fat regrets. We were like, "We should have got tickets." We were seeing all the videos on TikTok, and we were like, "I'm really struggling not to swear." Yeah, and she walks into my hotel, and, my hotel she walks into the hotel that I played in, and, I was like, "Oh my god." And I am a huge Lizzie McAlpine fan, like, huge. And I know that she talks a lot about like not liking her old music, and she talks a lot about uh yeah, just like feeling a lot of pressure on tour. So instantly I was like, okay, I have to play a Lizzie song, but I don't want to freak her out. I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. I already know she like feels uncomfortable in like situations like this. And I also don't want to play a song that she hates. And I feel like she always says that she hates most of my music. And I was like so stressed out. I was like, no, I just have to do it. Like I have to. And so I played Soccer Practice because it had just come out. So I was like, she's got to like that one. And and I played it, and she was just like eating her lunch in the corner, and I was too scared to look at her because I was like, this is so embarrassing. Like I'm so socially awkward, and I was just like, I can't. This is too scary. And I was like, she definitely hates me. She walked past my, like, when she got up to leave, she like walked past, and I didn't look at her because I was too scared. But like, she didn't come over, and so I was like, oh my god, she hates me. She hates me so much. I've ruined it. I've ruined it. And then like 10 minutes later, her manager came upstairs and gave her number to one of the bartenders, and told them to tell me to message her. And I messaged her, and then she gave me tickets to the show, and I was like, Russia, my god! And it was unreal. But also, so I was meant to be playing this hotel 3 till 5, and then I was meant to be playing another bar, like 7 till 9, and so I had to cancel that, and I never got that gig back ever again. But it's okay. Okay. But yeah, we went to the show, and then she literally shouted me out for. I always forget this. Like, what? She literally shouted me out for the song. She was like, the video is somewhere on my TikTok, but she was like, "There's this girl singing in my hotel, and I hope she came." And then in the crowd, me and Marsha were like, but it was really quiet. You can't hear it at all in the video. That's what I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking, well, imagine if I shouted louder. Probably nothing would have happened, but I regret not shouting louder. Um,
Never
anyway,
have regrets.
yeah. No, I don't regret it. No
Yeah.
regrets ever. Yeah.
Very nice.
What's the song name?
Um, Wanted to talk a little bit about how you wrote Sobering. You're just full of story times.
I'm also
Um,
an awful storyteller, so I'm not a good person to have stories.
you described yourself earlier as very much a live performer,
Yeah.
and you said about how you never sort of had imagined your music as a record. So if you want to talk a little bit about how you then decided to go about that recording process, when that did come around and you were like, "Ah, actually, I'm gonna have to put some music out."
Well, it was terrifying. Honestly, that was like a really stressful time because I feel like I had so many people in my comments like, I don't even like this song anymore. Like, what's the
People.
point? Like, I don't even care anymore. And I was like, if you don't care, stop commenting. Like, if you don't care, I don't care. But like, why? Um, and like, I felt a lot of pressure to get it right. I guess the video that I did, um, I didn't think about like I sung like a different rhythm to the one I actually wrote, and I like put on the TikTok like reverb. Like, it was so thoughtless, and people were like, "Do it exactly like this. Don't change it." And I was like, "Oh, but like that's not actually like quite it." But like, uh, and I had this whole intro, and like there was a big debate about like, do you put the intro on, and then people just like not like resonate with it, or people won't like bother to listen that far into like the bit they know and
Mm.
stuff. Um, and it was kind of a hard process because it was like I need to like decide what my sound is, and then I also feel like I need to please a lot of people, and I feel like, and I need to do it quickly, and I need to do it over Christmas, and Christmas is like the only time of the year where the music industry shuts down, um, which was like really useful in some ways because it meant that people actually who were like, some people were so incredible and helpful and had like the time to do that because everything else was
Mm.
kind of quiet. It was also really difficult. Yeah, I kind of had to get everything recorded before Christmas, which I did. Get it recorded before Christmas, and I it wasn't right. Like, I feel like I need to sit with my songs and I need to play them live, and they sort of become what they're going to be. And like, I settle on the phrasing and the rhythms based on like how I feel in the moment, and like, yeah, the songs don't really settle and they don't really become like confirmed in like their dynamic shape and stuff until I've like sat with them, and I just didn't have time to sit with it. So I recorded it and then I listened back and I was like, well, a week later I'm playing the song differently and I prefer the way I'm playing it now. And so I went back into the studio in January, and yeah, with Bo, who I wrote the song with, who is just like, I love him so much. He made the whole thing just so incredible and so like, so it, I don't know what the word is. He was sort of one of the only people who was really just saying, like, encouraging me to do what I wanted and make it sound how I wanted and keep it as like authentic and sort of real as possible. I think a lot of music industry people had a lot of opinions on what it should sound like and what it should look like, and like, big concepts. And I was like, why don't we shouldn't come up with a big concept? That this like the song is
Mm.
like, what do you mean? People were like, we should do music videos of you leaving the club, and I was like, I'm not actually leaving the club in my TikToks. I haven't been clubbing in like a year. Like this, I just felt like I was so worried about making this whole like project and concept that was just like to feed like social media and like to feed the haters in the comment section. And yeah, it was quite a weird thing to navigate because I was also trying to like sort of cooperate with the music industry, and I was like trying to impress them, which I now know was like not necessary because like why would you want to change who you are to like please someone else? Like people should be jumping at what you're doing, and it took me so long to like understand that. And I don't know if it's because I'm like how old am I? 20. Uh, I'm like a 20-year-old girl.
Are you?
I'm 21 now, but I was like a 20-year-old girl, and there were a lot of 30-year-old men telling me what I should do and how much experience they had, and it's just like yeah, a weird situation to be in. And there were a lot of people who I really, really respected and like was a fan of, who or had worked on things that I was like a fan of, and yeah, I'm still figuring that one out as well. I think it's very much like sonically, I still don't know. I still, um, yeah, with Sobering and with Freckles, we just recorded them. We did 4 live takes, and we barely touched them with production. And I wanted them to be as real as possible. I still like I love them. I don't think sonically that they're like what I want, but also don't know what I want yet, and I don't know how to get there yet. And I think to me, it's not that important as well. I don't know, like to me, like having the record, it's kind of more important to me that other people like the way it sounds because I really don't care. Like, not that I don't like. I obviously want it to,
No, I know what you mean, yeah.
but like when I listen to it, like I'm not listening to any music assessing how it sounds. Some of my favorite albums are live ones that like if you listen to the sound you'd be like this is awful, and like it's all over the place, and I just like don't like it, just doesn't affect my listening experience. um so yeah,
It's
that's
very nice.
my answer as well. That's right.
So I know you talked a little bit about the pressures of like trying to please people within the industry, and you've released your last single, Freckles, with Last Recordings on Earth. Do you want to talk a little bit about the process of how you found them and decided that that would be right for you?
Okay. um yeah, after Sobering, or kind of during the Sobering release, I was speaking to a few major labels, a few indie labels, a few distributors, and I knew that I wanted some sort of funding. I knew that I wanted to record like big ensembles, and I knew that I would need money for that. And so instantly I was like, okay, distribution isn't going to work because I need some sort of funding. And I sort of knew like it was really hard because the with the major labels, like actually quite a few of them have a lot more artist friendly deals and have yeah seem to be like a lot more open to more like rogue things than before. And yeah, it was very tempting, but it also, I just thought, not yet. Like, I'm not ready. I don't know enough, like, about what I want, like, visually and sonically. And that's something that I would like guidance with, but I would like, I would like someone with like kind of that like artistic experience to be guiding me on that. Um, and then I went into a writing session with Matt Maltese, and Matt is one of my favorite artists. Like I've been like a fan of him, kind of as a writer, not even as an artist. Like I mean both, but like more as a writer for so long. He, anytime I'm like an avid song credits checker, and anytime I loved a song and I loved the way it was written, I would look on the credits and I'd be like, of course Matt's on this. Like what? Like he's just, yeah. I just think he's so like phenomenal, and so I went into a writing session with him, and that was wild for me. Like, yeah, it was incredible. Um, and we did a couple of days writing together, and then yeah, he asked if I'd be interested in signing to his imprint on Communion, which is called Last Recordings on Earth. And I was like, this. So I remember when he launched this label, and I remember messaging. Like I DM'd it like whenever it was like 2 days ago. I DM'd it and I was like, "Hi, I'm Hetta Falzon, this is my new photo." Like, obviously, like, you obviously never got read. But, like, this label is, like, something that I always thought was, like, so cool, but it was kinda like a dream label and
Mm.
something that I never, ever thought that I would be signed to in my, like, wildest dreams, and it's ridic. It's so crazy. Um it's kind of like a mentorship as well with Matt, which is so like absolutely what I need and absolutely what I kind of wanted but didn't like really know existed. Like he's my A&R and he has such incredible taste and just such incredible like instincts and um yeah, it's just the
I agree.
perfect place for me.
I remember how excited you are when you were going to write with him, so when I saw that, I was like, "This is perfect." I wanna talk a little bit about your inspirations in music, so maybe things both music that you really enjoy, but also music that you're then really influenced by when creating, because I think sometimes they can align, sometimes
Mhm.
they can be really different. Okay.
I love this question. I love okay, gosh, this is really hard. I at the moment, I am loving Paul Simon. I am such an uneducated singer-songwriter for someone who's a singer-songwriter. Everyone's like, well, obviously, like, you listen to Paul Simon and Carole King, and I was like, no, actually, not me. And I don't know why. I'm such a repeater. I'm an outfit repeater. I'm a film repeater. I'm a song repeater. Like, I like listening to things and I like knowing I'm gonna enjoy it. I hate like watching a film and thinking I could have just watched something that I know I like.
Mm,
Um, and I'm
waste of
like the
time.
same with music. I'm so bad at listening to new things. And I listened to Paul Simon and I was like, oh, this is sick. It's yeah. I remember when I'm listening to a lot of Paul Simon and I'm also listening to loads of Angie McMahon. I don't know if that's how you say her name. She her lyrics are, like, wild. Like, I actually can't explain it. I I just think she's so incredible. She just says things which what am I saying? She just says things.
She
Like,
just has things.
yeah, at the moment, I'm just, like, really resonating with her music lyrically. I think, like, it's quite, like, indie poppy, which isn't I don't even know if that's right. I'm so bad with genres as well. But, yeah, I definitely she's, like, a big one that I'm really listening to at the moment. And what else am I listening to? I'm, like, so late to the Adrian Lenker train, but I'm so on board with it. I'm obsessed. I yeah, I think she's so clever, like, so ridiculously clever, and she just says things in such beautiful ways and, like, really blunt ways as well, which I think is kind of, like, how I want my lyrics to sound as well. Um, and yeah, she's just she's just so incredible. Like she's really inspiring me at the moment with her album Live at Revolution Hall, which is just like a live album, and it's like half songs from Soundcheck, and it sounds beautiful. And like this is like I listen to it, and like there's songs where like you can hear like the EQ like changing because it's just during Soundcheck. I'm like, I don't care. Like I still listen to the song, and I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world, even though like yeah, like that's like really inspired me like, sort of from more, like, recording front. And then other stuff that's inspired me is the thing is, right, I always say Norah Jones and Joni Mitchell, but they definitely, like, inspire me now, but I'm not sure how much they influenced me because I kind of started writing I've sort of always written this kind of music, and I started
Mm.
when I was, like, 12 or 13. I didn't know who Norah Jones was or Joni Mitchell was then. When I was like 15 or 16, my mum played me Norah Jones and Joni Mitchell. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. It sounds like my music. And then I started deciding that they'd, like, influence me, and, like, they definitely influence me now, for sure,
Yeah.
like, they're oh, not me going off frame, like, lyrically
Climbing.
lyrically and, like, harmonically and melodically. God, that's really a tongue twister, isn't it? Um, they just influence me so much. I mean, Norah Jones, taught me what a diminished chord is, and that completely changed my life. But I really don't know what influenced the, like, first
Mm.
sound. Like, I hadn't really listened to much music. I think it's definitely like, I used to be in a lot of musicals, and I used to do a lot of dance and play in a lot of orchestras, so I think I was kind of just, like, absorbing harmony and absorbing melody and absorbing very, like, storytelling lyric. And then I would write songs, and then I would play them to my mum, and she would tell me if she liked them or not. And if she didn't like them, I'd keep rewriting it until she decided she did. So I feel like my mum kind of
Yeah,
was
sounds like
my
it.
yeah, she was kind of my, like, I don't know. I don't know, she kind of set my, like, bar, and she kind of, I guess, like, shaped my sound in that way, and, like, not she's a musical, but she would never, like, give me, like, musical feedback. She would just say,
Mm.
like, "It's a bit boring," and I was just constantly trying to, like, impress. I was actually talking to this about her yesterday because she was like, "I'm so glad that I like your music and that you don't make some, like, loud rock music." And I was like, "Yeah, but the reason that you like my music is because I was writing music to try
Mm.
and, like, impress you." And I'm so glad I am, like, I think my mum's got impeccable taste. So, if I do say so myself, not about me, I don't think it's me, but, like, I don't know, she grew up on Joni Mitchell and Norah Jones, so I guess, like, by my mum's music taste, which was Norah Jones and Joni, they kind of influenced me even though I hadn't listened to the music yet.
Everything comes back to the youngest child, I think, trying to impress.
It does.
Um,
It really does.
what's a song that you wish you wrote?
That is really hard. It's hard because I only, like, I love writing songs when they're really personal to me and where every line, like, means something.
Mm.
And this is kind and it makes it really hard when it comes to me, like, singing covers because I just don't enjoy it. Like, I just don't I just it's just not fun for me, like, singing things like, I don't wanna be a singer. Like, I only sing because I like the way it feels to sing my own feelings. But, like, singing other stuff is, like, fine, but it's not the same. So I don't really like there's not really, like, a song that, like, every word resonates with, like,
Resonate, yeah. Fair enough.
I know that sounds so stupid, and
No,
so
no, I get that. Um, what's an artist that you are yet to see live but would really like to go and see?
um, I mean, Angie McMahon, I was meant to go see her with a boy, and then, I decided that wasn't a good idea because we are not still seeing each other, but that was a really tough one. That was a really hard call because I
Didn't
really
do a Tangled by Eve Christina then.
no, and I thought about it. Oh my god. Consciously standing. You know what though? I would love to see Joni Mitchell. I would love to see Sarah Bareilles. I missed her out in my inspirations. She inspired me the most out of everyone. She is the first, like, singer-songwriter that I, like, loved, and she, like, I don't think I really knew what a singer-songwriter was before her, and, like, she is my what I wanna do, what I wanna be. Like, I would love to write a musical, and she wrote Waitress, which is just one of the most crap musicals ever. Um, yeah. I would love to see Sarah Bareilles so much.
Very
I
nice.
just think yeah.
What would you say is your favourite part of the job? I feel like I have an answer for this, but
My favourite part of the job? I actually don't know. I
you've answered this before.
have I?
Yeah, you always say performing live.
Well, the thing is, I love performing live, but there's a lot of other I love sitting on stage playing the song, but there's a lot of other, like, things that I really don't enjoy about the process. For
Mm.
example, like, I get so anxious to, like, turn up to the venue and, like, speak to the rep, and I get so like, if I'm playing a solo show and I'm on my own, like, when I'm backstage before my set, like, I'm just, like, lone I don't know. I
Mm.
love playing live, and I love the feeling of being on stage, but the sort of there's a lot of things about yeah, and there's a lot of pressures as well. I actually think, like, sometimes I'll play especially the songs that are out, now that people know my music, I feel, like, more cautious about how I sing it, and I feel more I don't know. I love playing live so, so much, but I think I hate the feeling when I play a show and then I come off stage and I don't feel like I've done a good job. Like, that's probably one of my least favorite feelings, and it's a risk that comes with playing live, and it is something that I, like, think is I'm quite, like, new not that oh, I sound like a I can't say that word, what I sound like, but I feel like it's something that I only really have started to feel recently
Mm.
because I think there's more pressure. I I don't know, like
Pressure from you.
yeah, pressure from me, like and it's not that I think that I used to, like, never not sing well, but I just feel like now, like, I don't know, it's like, oh, it's like my everything, like
Mm.
and now it's like my it's my job, and it's my life, and it's my like, it is personal, it's not like I don't know, like yeah, it's
I
like
imagine
being, and when I don't feel like people like, I'm not doing it for other people's validation, but sometimes, like, I need people's validation to, like, be able to do it forever, and
mm,
that is that kinda makes playing live at the moment quite stressful.
I imagine that was probably what was so nice about your headline, your residency shows then, knowing that everyone
Yeah.
was there because that they liked what they were hearing. Do you wanna talk about a little bit about those?
Oh my god, yeah. That was the best. That was the best, that's all I have to say now. I did I decided I wanted to do a little release show for Sobering, and I it was just such it was the best, like, few months of my life, and it was very emotional and very stressful at times, and, like, I very much lent on, like, my friends, and, um, they were just so yeah, I would just wanted to do, like, a night in Manchester to just celebrate. I felt like I had so much support from a lot of, like, Manchester, like I don't wanna say, like, fans, like, just, like, people who liked my music in Manchester, um, and I had so many friends that I've, like, cried to on the phone for the last month, and I was like, "We just need to celebrate, like, I would have done this without any of you." And so we I did a sobering release show at Fuel in Manchester, and I decided to get, like, some of my because I go to a music college, and my best friends are my favorite artists. They're incredible. And I was like, "What better?" I just wanted my friends to open for me because I was like, "You're all so incredible." And there are so many of them that I was like, "Okay, I'll just have, like, 3 of you play a few tunes each rather than have, like, 1 support." Um, and so I did that, and I was like, "This is so fun." Uh, and then I was like, "Do you know what? I don't want to release music yet. Like, I'm not ready, or like I have nothing recorded. Like sobering, I recorded it, I put it out like 4 weeks after I recorded it, and then I was like, okay, I have nothing else recorded, and I have not signed, so I need to sign to someone so I can get funding to then record, and I knew it was going to be a long process, and I was like, I feel like there's no pressure for me to release music as long as people can still experience it. And so I decided to put on these monthly shows in Manchester and London. So if people wanted to hear my music, like they could come once a month and they could listen to it, and I would play like for like 50 minutes. So it was like, yeah. And um, I love versions of things. Like I will always listen to like different versions of songs over the original. One of my favorite things to listen to is Joni Mitchell alternate versions of Blue, and she has River with French horns, and that kind of inspired the whole idea of doing different arrangements every time. I thought, you know what? How fun would it be to do all these different versions of things that only exist for one night? Like you have to be there and you have to like it's I'm not gonna record it, I'm not gonna film it. Like it really I really wanted it to be like a live experience and something which really does only exist for that night. And so I thought the first night has to be French horns. So I did French horns are my favourite instrument, not with cello. And did arrangements for French horn quartets. I love arranging things. Like I'm definitely not the most cracked arranger in the box book in the tool box.
Fuck.
Book? I don't know.
This doesn't work either.
You're I'm not the most cracked one, but for me that's like so fun. And it was sort of it was something that I like got to do that kind of felt like there was less, I don't know, expectation or like less people were doing it. Again, it's like youngest child syndrome. I was like, I want to do something interesting and I want to do something that like isn't gonna just be compared to something else. Um, and so I did these arrangements and asked some of my favorite artists, um, who are also like my really incredible friends, to open for me. I feel like over sobering time, I made so many friends in London. I made so many artist friends. Um, like Marty, love that king, and he reached out to me with sobering, and he's like such a good mate now. And I just feel like I've made so many incredible friends who are also like the most talented people in the world, like Fliss as well. These people are like people that I like really like just like do like I didn't like work with them. I wrote one song with Marty and it was
Mm.
horrific. Like it's just so lovely to have like this community in London, and it's something I'm very new to, and so I loved having people on for the London ones. Yeah. And then I did the jazz versions, which were my favourite. The jazz versions were so much fun. Those
That's
were
really
really
nice.
fun because it was so like that was just so different. Like the other versions like French horns and I could do the vocal version was like it was like me, but it was like the same vibe, but just different arrangements. Whereas the jazz one was like different vibes. It was so much fun. Uh, and yeah, did one with vocals. And then the final one was meant to be like how I actually envision it. It was kind of like my music. I write it solo, and that's it. Like for me, like that's how I envision it, and it exists in a lot of worlds. And I've really struggled to like decide on what world it should be in, like whether it should be with like band or whether it should be with like strings and woodwind or whether it should be like more jazzy or more poppy. And yeah, it's like I kind of wanted it to like the song is the song, and then the song exists in any world that you want. And like I definitely want to lean into the orchestral world. That is like sort of what I grew up doing and the music that I love now. And that's the way I want to take it. But it still does exist. Like all these versions exist, and all these versions are like the song is it. Like the song is a song. It's not like there's no more, I don't know, there's no like one box that it fits into, and there's no like one arrangement that is the way it's meant to be. Like I really wanted to sort of like express all the ways that I see it. And there's a lot more ways that there's a lot more things I like couldn't do that I wanted to do. I wanted to do one like a electronic one, like I my dream is to have like a sample in a Fred Again song, and I wanted to do like that, like a club night with like Fred Again esque
One day.
1,000 songs. But I also was like that I can't produce, so that is so much work for someone else. Um,
Yeah.
but one day we'll do that. I really want to make it an annual thing, and like hopefully like make the venues bigger each year, and yeah, it's just so much fun, but it's also now sucks because I got so used to playing like I used to do Manny and London, so I would do like two,
Yeah.
two headlines, I guess, a month for 4 months, and now I'm like so not okay because I'm not doing like I'm really struggling with not doing them live, and I'm like really trying to get things, but there's such a big thing about like I don't know taking time off is so important, and I know that. But it sucks because playing live is like what I want to be.
Very nice.
Not a
Um,
story at the end.
I wanted to ask, you've done quite a lot of support, very, very cool support slots recently. What's your favourite been out of all of them?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard
You
question.
can pick a few if you want.
Right. I would say opening for Tom Odell in Paris was ridiculous. That, like, Paris is my favorite city in the world. Tom is like one of my favorite artists in the world. The Tom Odell thing is so full circle because I entered a songwriting competition called Song Academy when I was like 15 and won it. I'm not saying that to flex, I'm just saying it's part of the story. Um,
Mm.
and, and Tom was one of the judges. And then a year ago, I my singing teacher put me forward to be in this choir for Tom Odell's Mahogany session, which then led on to Graham Norton. Uh, and that was wild. And then a year later, I was opening for him. I actually was like introduced to him a couple months ago, and yeah, he was just like giving me such incredible advice, and it's so mad. Like it's so yeah, I feel so lucky. Like it's just so wild. Like you couldn't write it, you actually couldn't.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that one was really special. And also opening for Kian the Crow in Cork the other day was I think the best night of my life. He uh yeah, that whole night is so full circle. He used to do like these flash mobs, and I was in the choir for them, like for work. Um, like I like go and get paid in it, and did flash mobs, and which was god absolutely terrifying for me. I'm so socially awkward, and I'm so like not a flash mobber. But yeah, did flash mobs for Kian. Yeah, and then a year and a half ago, I opened for Kian in Norwich, which was the biggest show I'd ever done. And I had like 5 months notice or something, which is like by far the longest notice I've had for any show. And I like would go to sleep dreaming of it every night, and I would like think about it every day, and I bigged it up so much. And it was like the biggest show that I would have ever done. And I played it, and I was like on the stage, and I just disassociated for the whole set. And I was like, I think I'd bigged it up so much, and I had like such unrealistic expectations of like being a support act is really like quite hard, especially when
Mm.
people are not paying attention. And I would never expect people to pay attention because like you didn't come to see me, you didn't pay to see me. Um, but especially my music is so quiet, and there's a lot of silence, and there's a lot of space for yeah, there's a lot of space, and it's the kind of thing that, like, if people are talking, even if there's a few people talking at the back, like, I can hear, and the cogs go
Mm.
in my brain, like, oh my god, they hate me. Ah! And it was kind of my first experience of that. Um, in like, I played in pubs when I was like, obviously people are going to talk, but it was just kind of a bit of like, yeah, I sort of like came off stage and I was like, why do I not feel like the best I've ever felt? This was like the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. Uh, am I not meant to play? Do I actually not enjoy playing live? Like, I thought this was going to be my whole career and I thought this is what I wanted to do and I didn't have the best time ever. So like, what now? And I literally just went down this spiral, um, of being like, oh my God, I this is like what I've set myself up to do forever and I actually don't enjoy it. Little did I know that it's just something that happens, and I've done some other supports which have been dead silent and the most incredible. Like Joshua Bassett, I cannot believe how unbelievably quiet that was actually the
Mm.
best show of my life. But the Kean Cork one was so full circle because once again, it was the biggest show I've ever done, and it was just like I was just thinking about everything I've done since that last show. I get off. It was just like that night in Cork. It was very like emotional for me and my band. Ozzy and Ryan, we've played together since first year and we've played to no one and we've played so many absolute I don't have any substitute words for swear words. I really should think of some. We just played so many really like horrific gigs. And ever since the sort of sobering moment, like I've been so fortunate to be offered some like incredible shows and I've never been allowed to do them with my band and I've always sort of felt like they have worked so hard and they have like done so much for me and I wasn't able to like reward them even though I was sort of being rewarded for working hard, I felt like they
Mm.
weren't. And this was the first thing I could afford to like bring them on. And it was so special. It was so full circle. It was so hilarious because the like, you know, being a support act in front of 5,000 people, you wouldn't expect 5,000 people to listen. Like that would be ridiculous. Um and it was kind of like the same like experience as when I supported him before, except this time I was so like unbothered about the reaction. It was my favorite like on stage experience I've ever had. Like we all was like so proud of ourselves and we spent the whole time just like not just like caring about how it made us feel and not how it made other people feel. And I think that's something that is like so sort of like easily forgotten. Definitely something that I forget a lot is that like I don't do it because I'm like I this sound oh god I sound so self-centered but like I don't write music and I don't play music live because I want to make other people like feel it. Like I play it live and I write it because the way that it makes me feel and like the way that it amplifies my feelings is like just such an incredible thing and like I what am I saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
It was a really good night, is what you're saying.
I'm saying it was a really good night and it was so full circle, but there's definitely like it was so full circle in a sense that it was kind of the exact same situation.
Mm.
It's just like my mindset and my priorities were so different this time. And I was kind of like really proud of myself for that.
Do you want to say about your coasters?
And I have so for the first Kean show I made these coasters. Actually beer mats. I hate
Oh
this
yeah.
word.
Pim.
Sorry. I get really offended when people call me coasters. I'm kidding. I also like to me a coaster. I don't have one on me. It's like a thick one.
No, you're right. Yeah, you are right.
um,
I'll be fine.
these I made these for the for first gauges was actually red. Um, because I was like, people need to have something with my name spelt on it. I don't have any merch. Still don't have merch. Um,
You've got
and
posters.
I had posters, so real. And I put a song on the back. What song did I put on? Freckles. Put Freckles on the back. Which is like this. I was sick and I was young, and I just put a link straight to SoundCloud of this version of Freckles, which is awful. I recorded it like 2 years ago, and I can't change it. Like in the VMATs I've made since, I've put it like a link tree so I can change the links if I want.
Mm.
Can't change this one. Gosh, and there's 1,000 of these out in the world, but that's okay. Then I made these ones. These are my favourites so far. But I ran out of these about a month ago, and I'm sorting out the next ones currently, which I'm so excited for. Um, but yeah, I wanted to make beer mats because I am such a beer mat collector. I love collecting beer mats. I love drinking beer, and I love collecting beer mats. And I just thought it was the perfect, like the perfect thing. Like someone was like, you should make postcards, and I was like, I I don't want my own postcard. Like I don't.
Mm.
I need something that I want. And I had this beer mat wall in second year of uni, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I had my own beer mat? And then I was like, okay. So like, I'll just do it then, I guess. You know? Yeah. I have my beer mats, and I love them.
I think it's funny because you've talked a lot about not being artistically inclined, but I think that's very artistically inclined of you. I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
I
very
do this. I wish I did this design. I did not do this design. Um, my lovely friend Michael, whose Instagram is at Butterstrings, designed these and designed my posters. Yeah, I'm not artistically inclined at all, and I'm really struggling. Um, like coming up with merch ideas is really tricky. It's really fun, and I think because I'm so artistically challenged, it means that my merch is like just so like stupid, which I'm really enjoying. Like, oh yeah.
I'm loving the word artistically challenged. Since you've used it, it's just my favourite thing now. Want us to talk a little bit about well, I had a lot of people because I asked my followers any questions they had for you. And honestly, they didn't have a lot of questions other than when's Hetta releasing Belly Laugh. I had so
No,
many of
you
that, which
didn't.
is yeah, loads of hype for that. But I want to know if there's any songs that you're particularly excited about just in general, and also how you prioritize, 'cause obviously you're always writing, and that's sort of your current and what you're feeling now, so how you prioritize what songs from the old and from the new exist in the now, if that makes sense.
I am like so struggling with this because I very much get in the honeymoon phase with songs, and I've fallen in love with things I've just written, and I'm not very good at judging whether they're like forever songs um until that phase is over. So I mean I'm so excited for Belly Laugh to come out when it does. It that song is a song that has really like grown on me a lot, and it feels like the Holy Trinity is like sobering Freckles Belly Laugh, and that like together they like that is like my portfolio in a sense that like sobering on its own is not like me down the middle.
Mm.
Belly Laugh on its own is probably a bit more me down the middle, and Freckles I think was me down the middle a couple of years ago. I wrote that song like 3 years ago, and I feel like together they very much make like what I am now and like what does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like I can't wait for that song to be out and to sort of have the like just I feel like the more songs I put out, the more I like can show people who I am and what I am. really hated only having sobering out because I felt like everyone had an idea of what they wanted me to sound like. And I don't know why people just presume that like you don't have other songs. I don't know, like well like so what are you gonna write next? And I was like, well I have about 20 songs that I want to put out that I wrote before. Like I don't know. Yeah. And then I'm really I had like my classic songs that we used to play live before the whole sobering thing, and I was like, well, these are the ones that are gonna come out. And then after sobering, I got put in a lot of writing sessions, um, which was so cool and also so weird because I was like, why am I writing more music when I have the sort like
Mm.
I need to write more music? I need to record the music I've already written, and I was very cautious about the fact that I'd be writing new songs, but I didn't wanna like, if I don't put out these previous songs, then they're just not gonna come out, and there are some songs which haven't made the cut, which is my decision, but I'm also like, "I'm sending you to the graveyard," because, like, I I just love songs that resonate with me in the moment, and the older songs get,
Mm.
the less I wanna, like, put them out and be like I feel like when you put something on Spotify, you're like, "This is me now!" And, like, it's not. Like, Freckles is me 3 years ago. Sobering was amazing because it actually was me then.
Mm.
Even, like, by the time, like, the next stuff comes out, like, we've only just recorded it, um, it's gonna be me like, some of these songs I wrote 2 years ago, but, like, even the songs I'm writing now, realistically, when I put them out, it's gonna be like, "This is me a year ago," and I am really struggling with coming to terms with the fact that things take time, and, yeah, it's definitely, like, tricky to decide whether to put out my best songs or whether to put out, like, the songs that won't have another chance to come out.
Mm.
I'm writing a lot at the moment, and they're, like, my favorite songs I've ever written, but I know that I have to save them because I know that it's, like I g honestly, I'm so excited for the second project, um, or, like, the project after
Yeah.
the first one, obviously, because that's what second means. Um, but, like, I'm writing that at the moment, and I it feels a lot more like a project. Like, this first project I'm doing is, like, a collection,
Yeah.
all my best songs ever written, which is why everyone says that your first album or your first EP is, like, always your best because it's, like, all your best songs you've ever written, and I think there's something that's very cool about that, and it's also very challenging coming up with, like, overall project, like, artwork and concepts when I'm like, these songs are all about different people, written at different ages, like, there's nothing that's tying them together, like, there's not, like, a big message, there's not a big story, it's, like, a lot of little chapters which don't really make, like, a book. They're, like, a lot of short stories even. That was such a bad analogy, but I'm
I got it.
stand by it because I kind of
Yeah.
enjoyed. Um, but, I feel like I don't have a way with words for someone who has a job
Pour away with words, yeah.
about words. See, that even that sentence proves that point. Um, but yeah, what was I even just saying? Yeah, I can't
The
wait, like,
stream.
this next project was all like the one I'm writing now, like, it's all been written this summer about the same person and the same story, and I can see it and I can hear it, and I've not had that with this first thing, and I think also it's because I've sat on these songs for so long, and have played them live so much that to me, there's no like everyone's like, "Okay, but, like, that's the live version, and now let's make it sound like a record," and I'm like, "No, thank you. Actually, the live version is it's not a version. The song I play
Mm.
live is the song, and I think and it's something that I need to get over partially, and it's also something that I think I need to stand my ground on more as well. Um, and I need to find the balance.
Very nice.
And
I'm gonna end with some future hopes and dreams, quick fires, which I'm sure won't be very quick. uh, First, dream venue.
Um, where? Can you narrow it down to
What do you mean where? That's what I'm
I have a
asking.
lot of dream venues. I really wanna play the Red Rock.
Not necessarily specifically, but just like the types of places you might want to play. It might be even in a specific country. I don't know.
Well, I really wanna play the Red Rocks Theatre, whatever it's
Mm,
in somewhere in America.
yeah.
I've always wanted to play there. I really wanna play, Albert Hall in Manchester because it's such a beautiful venue and, like, Manchester like, playing that I think would be really special. I really wanna play Hoxton Hall in London. I have a big fear of that place because I fainted in it once, and I've
Me
decided that I'm gonna get over all my fears through music. Um, so hopefully that's like a dream venue for me, but it's not like a dream venue. It's just
Mm,
that I have to play it at some point
yeah.
because I have to get over that. And what else? I mean, I would love to play. My dream is to do a cathedral tour. I would love to play theatres, but also I kind of want. I'm like going back and forth on this whether I want people to be sat down or stood up. I
I want to sit down if that
do
helps.
you?
Yeah, I don't like
I
standing.
really. The thing is, I see that, but I also like. I think there's something. I think you kind of. I like kind of disconnect when I'm sat down at a show.
Mm.
I watched Norah Jones at Bridgewater Hall in Manchester, and I was so far back and I couldn't even see her, and she was sat at the piano the whole time, and it was such like a static performance, and I just didn't love it. And I don't know if I didn't love it because it was so static. And I think if I'm sat down at the piano for an hour and everyone sat down, like I would worry that it's not. I don't know.
Depends on the venue for sure, I think. Yeah. Um, Someone you would love to sing with.
Oh, this is so hard. I would love. My dream is to sing with Sarah Bareilles. I would love to sing with her. I also would love. It's like I don't know if this counts as sing. Like I would love to do a song with Laura Kana. Like I love. I'm literally rapping. I literally love Laura Kana so much, and I love that kind of music. And I would love to like collab with people who like I would never write that kind of music, but I love it.
Mm.
Um, like same with Fred again. I want to do that stuff so badly. Um, like kind of more than I would want to like sing with a similar singer to me. What?
Very nice. Last question. What do you
Last
want to
question?
Last question.
No.
What do you want to dream about tonight?
What do I want to dream about? I don't. Do you know what? I actually don't know because I hate when you have a really good dream and then you wake up and you find out it wasn't real. I had a dream the other day that oh actually I'm not gonna say because I hate when people tell you about their dreams and then you're like,
Oh,
I don't care.
no, I love it. I
Oh,
love hearing
okay.
people's dreams.
I say I had a dream the other day that someone asked me out at the gym. I've never been to the gym. But in my dream I went to the gym and someone asked me out and then I woke up and then I realised that it wasn't true. And then I was like sad. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was like a stranger. I was just, like, excited because 'cause I've been on a date and so and then it wasn't true, and then I was like so I kind of, like, don't want to have a good dream because I'm
Right.
gonna wake up and be disappointed, but I also don't wanna have a nightmare. Well,
Not a big fan of dreams.
I don't know, I do love dreams, but my dreams are really realistic. I think that's my problem. So if they're good, I wake up and then I'm like, "That wasn't real," and if they're bad, I wake up and I believe it was real. And it
Right.
like, I will dream like, I normally dream about, like, the next day, and then I wake up and I think I've lived the day, and then I haven't. Like, it's you know what I mean? I don't know what I wanna dream about. What do you wanna dream about tonight?
Um, that is a really hard question actually to answer back on. I wanna dream about living in London and everything being nice and easy. That's what I wanna dream about. I think it's quite nice. I quite enjoy dreams, even if I wake up and they're not real, and they because
Yeah.
mine are very realistic too, because I like to think at least I got to live it in my dream.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's so lovely.
Thank you so much for talking with me. It's
Thank
been a
you for
pleasure to
having
have you
me.
on.